Have you ever wondered about what the actual future of this world would be? What if I tell you that with just your day-to-day actions, it can be changed? Would you try to change it, or just accept it as it is? Well, in today's story, we will see what Jesus actually showed about the future, and what he said you can do to change it for the better or for worse. To top it all off, if you are not certain about religion, you will definitely have a solid idea after watching this video.
I was 5 years old riding my black pony named Fireball with my twin sister, dad, mom, and their friend who were watching. My dad wanted to show off our riding skills to his friend. My dad chose me to demonstrate because I was more fearless than my sister. The pen was muddy and not good for riding. I knew this but didn't care. I started cantering around and I was doing my tricks. I turned the reins to the right and the pony's legs crossed to the left. I felt us going down towards the fence. The next thing I see, I am directly above my body looking down with a 360-degree view. I see the pony's legs straighten out. I saw a tinge of my pink jacket by the wither underneath the pony. I felt no pain and also felt free. There were no emotions or fear. I felt sound in the mind and was hyper-aware that I was still me, even though I felt no attachment to the body under the horse. As I continued to slowly rise, I continued to look down at the scene. I hear my mother scream. I see my parents rushing towards me and my sister was looking scared at the gate. Then I was in pure blackness that was endlessly everywhere. But I was not scared, which was odd because I'm still scared of the dark. I heard someone talking to me but didn't see anyone. I questioned everything. I asked what seemed like a million questions, and the answer was given to me completely and entirely in my mind. I knew that every action may seem evil, but it worked for the greater good. All was perfect in one way or the other. I asked about religion and the vastness of it all. I felt like I spent a long time in this place asking all kinds of questions to this being that was patient and kind to answer these basic questions. I felt so intelligent and full. Then there was a pinprick of light. All of a sudden, I was in a realm that had the whitest clouds and big marble buildings. There were people scurrying around there. The light was everywhere and everything was light. Light could be seen in the tiniest of detail. It was beautiful. There was a group of people that came to meet me. I know they knew me and were so excited and happy to see me. I didn't know who they were. I continued to ask these beings more questions. It was so overwhelming with love and information that I had to step away from the group. The next memory I had was being at the bottom of some marble stairs. There were 2 tall beings in white robes. I want to say they were angels. They were beautiful, but intimidating and masculine. One angel was blonde with longer, curly hair, and the other had darker hair. Both of them knew me. Yet, I asked who they were. They reminded me, and then I remembered that I knew them. They were happy to see me, and I could feel giddiness and excitement. They looked up the stairs and said that someone wanted to talk to me. I felt like I floated to the top of the stairs. I met someone that I knew was very important, and I believe it was Jesus. I knew I didn't do enough for him in my life. I felt ashamed to be in the presence of this authority figure and had missed the point of why I was in this life. I was also embarrassed that I had to be reminded that he gave me this life and asked me what did I do with it. I felt like he understood me, loved me. I was told that I had to go back. I must have refused because my next memory was to show me why I had to return to my body. He said, "Think of your mom and dad if you pass away." I thought it was strange I hadn't thought about them at all since floating away to this place. He showed me this transparent video screen of what my mom and dad and sister's lives would be like if I didn't return. It showed all of their lives instantaneously from start to finish. I was shown that it would be a harder life for each of them, full of sadness. I felt guilt and sadness for them to have to go through that. But I still was hesitant because I knew that it wouldn't be long at all for my loved ones to be where I was. He said, "This is your life and purpose," while he showed me my future life on the screen. I saw that I would be involved in the church. I'm in church now. I was not involved in the church for a long time. We would go on Easter and Christmas, but me and my husband had no interest in the church for most of my adult life until about 2-3 years ago. We go a lot now, and the deja vu is so strong lately. I remember things like a slideshow. Best way to describe it is like a live picture on an iPhone, but in those few seconds I have the same exact awareness and emotional feelings in the vision. I also saw that I would be married and have 3 boys. I saw each one of their futures. I saw that my life had a ripple effect for the people in my life. I had many choices to choose from for the outcome to be great or not so great. I currently do have 3 boys, and they all look exactly as I had seen. I did adopt a teenage daughter. I did not see her in my NDE, but I was shown that we all have the free will and choice to choose the best outcome, and each small decision will affect our future. So it was as if you had 10 choices, and 1 being the worst decision, and 10 being he best whatever you chose would affect what would happen in the future if you didn't fulfill your purpose that your spirit knew you had to do. As for the only event I have not seen happen is if I had died that day, what my parents and sister lives would have been like. I was disappointed in some ways because I felt with all the knowledge I learned, I was wasted my life. Life is a beautiful gift from God. I realized that I was very materialistic and missing the point of life. He showed me Earth, and it looked like a picture of a faraway satellite. While slowly moving, he showed me there will be a dark time on Earth after some time. This somber heaviness and sadness from the Creator that shortly in my lifetime, which I believe is now because I feel an energy shift, one that mimics that same heaviness. I was shown there will be an oppression and sadness over the world. That many was called to improve the situation here while we are here, and not to forget our purpose. The sense of trying to fight for the happiness and positive outcome for the people and future generations was so strong that I knew I had to come back to do my work. I believe the dark time is right now because we are at a crossroads of one or the other. We can have heaven on earth, or we will be living in a desolate, violent earth depending on what we all do at this time and season. If we continue in the materialistic and exploitation of the planet, we will have a very hard future. Or we can turn to simplicity and lead natural, full lives for our children. I felt so compelled to come back just for that time. I wanted to be a light of good and redeem myself to fulfill my purpose. I had that urgency and feeling to go back and make a difference. I just had to. I knew that I would return, and it wouldn't be long at all to go and come right back here. It would be like a blink of an eye. As soon as I had the thought, I felt like I was being sucked down a dark vortex tunnel that curved down to Earth. On my way down, I realized there were evil beings on either side, towards the bottom of the tunnel. We didn't acknowledge them. I was given the same answers instantaneously of their origin and why they were there. I knew that it was the being with me in the dark before my journey had started. I was put back in my body. I was in the bathtub being held by Mother and my sister. My soul felt like it didn't fit, was so confined and cold. The intelligence, love, and peace were gone and replaced with feelings of pain, uncertainty, and fear. The world seemed so gray to me, and I felt dumb and alone again. I was crying and had dirt in my mouth. Looking back, there was no pain in my body, which is miraculous. I don't remember anything from the time my mom and dad took me out from under the pony to the bathtub. My parents told me I had no injuries and was sucked into the mud without a single bruise, scratch, or broken bone. God is good. That does it for today's video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment below.